Wrestling on weed.
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 Wrestling on weed. Subscribe today. Otherwise, we're gonna have a problem.
It's time for the Blunt Ratings. If this is your first time tuning in, this is how the Blunt Ratings work. We take each show and break them down into 5 categories: matches, promos and backstage segments, storytelling, commentary, and the crowd. For each category, each show can get up to 5 blunts. The average score of those 5 categories stands as the official Blunt Rating. Those are the rules. Now let's get right into tonight's edition of the Blunt Ratings.
We want the smoke.
Talk to him.
We want the smoke. We want the smoke.
Come on.
Yo, what is good, everybody? You already know what it is. Your boy, Mr. HD, back with another episode of the Blunt Ratings, this time for the September 30th edition of Smackdown. We're headed into Extreme Rules in exactly a week from today. It's on a Saturday. That's smart because I definitely would have been watching football. So I'm glad that they did that. So we'll be doing a watch party on Saturday. So we'll see you guys for that. So lock in. It's your first time watching the show, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, you know what I mean? So you know when we go live, hit that noti bell and all that good stuff. We try to go live at least 5 days a week, so usually around, somewhere between 10:30 and noon. We stoners. It's wrestling on weed, baby. You already know what it is. Plus, I'm a dad, so I gotta do the dad thing. As you know, some of you have already met mini me on the show. But yeah, we got to talk about an interesting episode of SmackDown. Like I said, we're headed to Extreme Rules, so a lot of it was centered around that. We're gonna get into the more teases from the White Rabbit and the debut of Three Little Pigs and the Big Bad Wolf. We'll get into that in a minute. So I guess we'll start at the top of the show. Premium Wrestling. Thanks for being here early, man. Appreciate you, my guy. Said thanks for the advice on the watch hours. I'm making my first live stream approximately tomorrow. We'll cover the rise of Randy Orton and his legacy. That's awesome, man. You know what's good about you doing that is that it's not a one-off stream, so people can watch that forever because you're not reviewing a show. That's actually a really good idea. The only thing I would suggest is be smart like WWE and don't compete with the NFL. It's football season. Doing any type of live stream on Sunday is going to be a tough thing to do for the next 4 months. So I would keep that in mind when doing live streams. You definitely won't see me streaming live on a Sunday during football season unless it's like the Royal Rumble or something, like, obviously, so we'll see what's going on with that. But let's get into the show. Gruss, what's cracking? In the building, the super villain. Appreciate you, my guy, as always. Yeah, man. So the honorary Sami Zayn came out in his fresh new Bloodline t-shirt. You know what I mean? He came to the ring with Solo, Sequoia. You know what I mean? 2 members of the Bloodline making their way out, and they're gonna be going up against Ricochet and Madcap Moss to open the night. They showed a bunch of replays from Sami and Solo and everything that's going on with the Bloodline behind backstage and all that good shit. Sami and Ricochet started off the night. They did some headlocks and some tie-ups and all that good shit. The crowd was, pretty hot for the match. I think there were at some points the crowd was definitely booing Madcap Moss and Ricochet anytime they touched Sami Zayn. So Sami Zayn's one top 5 most over wrestler in pro wrestling right now, hands down. But Ricochet hit a head scissors takeover and then hit his drop kick. You know how you do the like Hurricane didn't pop up, do the drop kick. That was sweet. Then Moss tagged in at that point. He ran over. He did a shoulder charge to Zayn in the corner and then hit some kind of power slam move. hit Zayn with a couple forearms to the back. Zayn hit a drop toe hold to the ropes. Then Solo tagged in at that point. He attacked Moss with some right hands. He was looking vicious during the whole match. Sequoia headbutted Moss and stomped him in the corner. The referee, tried to get him up off of him. Was like, yo, chill, chill, chill. Sami Zayn gets a cheap shot in at that point. Zayn then tagged in. And he punched Moss in the face. Zayn hit the ropes, and Moss sent him outside the ring. Ricochet kneed Sequoia in the face, and Moss knocked him out of the ring. Then Ricochet, what'd he do? I think he did a tope at that point, and he did it on the Sami Zayn and Sequoia. I don't know if he went over the top rope or through the ropes. I can't quite remember. But then. What happened? We had Moss tagging in at one point, and he hit another shoulder tackle. I guess that's his favorite fucking move. His moveset is like basic. Like when you do a creator wrestler on WWE 2K, you just give them all the basic power slams and body slams and shoulder charges and punches and shit. That's Madcap Moss's moveset. So Zayn hit a crossbody at one point. Then he got to the top rope and waited for Moss to get on his feet. Did the whole get up, get up, get up. Moss, what happened after that? And then Zayn tried to hit a crossbody, but then Moss kind of rolled through, like, the strong guy spot, rolled through, picked him up, then hit a jackhammer, which was pretty sweet because he rolled him over and he kind of like tossed him up and then jackhammered him. It was sweet. It almost looked like it could have been dangerous because it looked like he was about to spike him for a second, but he got him all the way around. So that was cool. Then Moss went for the cover, but Sequoia broke it up. He didn't break it up. It was definitely a 3 count, but we're not going to talk about that. Then Ricochet ran in and attacked Sequoia at that point. Ricochet ducked the clothesline and then kneed Sequoia out the ring. Then he went for another suicide or over the top rope dive, whichever one he was doing. But Sami grabbed his feet so he couldn't go nowhere because Sami was outside the ring. And then Moss sent Zayn into the barricade. Ricochet went for a suicide dive at that point on Sequoia, but Sequoia threw the steel chair right in his face. That shit was hilarious. Them steel chairs make the worst sounds. You know what I mean? So he went to fly out the ring and do another tope. He just took the chair. The chair was, I think it was open when it hit him. I don't know, but that shit made a loud ass sound. I was like, God damn. And it looked worse on the replay. I was like, shit. But then, Sequoia picked him up. And threw him, and he posted him. Then threw him over the barricade, over the timekeeper's area. He landed right on top of his head. I was like, wait a minute, that didn't look good. But Ricochet is really good at selling. But you probably don't want to sell by landing on the top of your head. That's probably a bad idea. But it was what it was. For some reason, the lights flickered. At that point, it was weird. I was like, what's going on here? I thought something was about to happen because they were out for a good 3 seconds, and like half of them though, it was like the act, not the it was all the lights in like a section went out. I don't know if it was a malfunction or something, or they were doing some more White Rabbit shit. You know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck was happening. But Sequoia blind tagged and hit Moss with a spin kick when he thought he had the advantage. Then he followed up with the spinning solo. For the win, which is basically a spinning Uranagi. So, Sami Zayn and Solo Sequoia got the win in the first match. It was a really good match. Because a bunch of really good wrestlers in the ring. Ricochet's Ricochet, Madcap Moss is, top level creative character. You know what I mean? Top level standard starter wrestler on WWE 2K. He's cool. I mean, I don't hate Madcap Moss. He's cool. But Sami and Sequoia, it's a different level. They both popping right now, especially Sami. He's, like I said, top 5 most over wrestler in the world. Facts. So they announced that we were going to be getting Ronda Rousey and Natalya. Do you care? I don't, but let's talk about it. They said the Royal Rumble's almost sold out. It's in San Antonio, right? I think, is that where, I think KGM is going to be there. I think he said he got tickets or he's trying to go. Or one of y'all, Grush, you said you was going, right? Because you down there already. So I think you said you was going, and somebody else said they might be trying to go. So, hopefully you guys have a good time down there. I can't wait to get to a Royal Rumble myself. So after that, we seen Sami walking backstage And he was back there walking with Solo, and they was trying to get he was hyping up Solo, and then he was trying to get into the locker room, and that's when Jay came out. I don't know where the fuck Jimmy was. Well, I guess he had issues with travel. I don't know. He wasn't there. And Jay came out and was like, yeah, just looking mad as always. He's just mad. He's going through some things. Jay is clearly stressed out. I feel him, I feel his pain. But, he was like, nah, you good. Go in, little bro. Sent Solo in the locker room and closed the door behind him. And he talked to Sami Zayn. He was like, yo, I don't trust you. I know what you up to. Everybody else don't see it, but I see it. I swear to God, if you fuck us over, I'm on you. You know what I mean? And Sami Zayn was, oh my God, he's so great. He was just like, you see this? Shirt. Got a problem, you might want to take it up with the big dog. And then he was like, excuse me, I got to get into our locker room. I was like, oh God, it's getting tense. It's like, Jay looked so mad. He looked so bad. Like he wanted to beat the shit out of him right then, but he knew he would have to answer the Roman. Now it's going to be even more awkward because now Jay and Sammy going to have like, oh man, they already have a thing, but now it's just intensified to another level. I can't wait to see how this plays out. And man, I don't know who's going to is Sammy actually going to betray them? I don't know. Something else happened later. We'll talk about it a little bit, but I don't know where it's headed, but I love this shit. It's my favorite storyline right now in wrestling. That's in the White Rabbit shit. That shit is undeniable right now. But speaking of the White Rabbit, after that, Karrion Kross, decided to say TikTok a bunch of times. I think it was a weird promo because it was like dancing, and he was like kissing on Scarlett. I mean, I ain't mad at him for that. You know what I mean? I had a wife that I'd be kissing all over her too. I mean, I ain't mad at him. You know what I mean? So, but it was like weird. The music was kind of a little light. I don't know. It felt dark. I don't know. It was just a little bit different for Karrion Kross, but it was dope though. The way they put the video package together, WWE's, that's what they do. They, the video packages they do always, are dope. So usually anyway, but after his TikTok around the clock promo, you saw a QR code flash on the screen. I mean, big as day, right in the middle of the screen. So it was like, here's the QR code, scan it. You know what's going on. And yeah, I think, that was a lot less of a, sometimes usually it's like stuck on a wall or some shit. And it's like, oh, it's the QR code behind you. Know what I mean? This time they've literally flashed it on the screen. So it's like all the people who don't know what's going on here, scan this and start asking questions. So the people who pay attention already knew, and they're trying to get the people who haven't really been paying attention to that type of shit and bring them in as well, because this is definitely one of the best. This is rivaling Jericho for best re-debut from any wrestler all time. I really can't think of the first thing that comes to my mind is Jericho twice. You know what I mean? Because he did it twice. You know what I mean? In WWE. With the fucking countdown shit and the fucking Save Us Jericho shit. Jericho's a fucking mastermind. He's a pro wrestling genius. We ain't talking about him right now, but yeah. So, I don't know what you scanned the QR code. Did you guys scan the QR code? I watched it last night. It was 3 little pigs and then some real dead pigs flashed up on the screen. I was like, oh. And then fucking they showed the big bad wolf, and then like they showed a real wolf or some monster. I don't know what the fuck it was. And then they played some Morse code. This shit is, it's clearly Bray Wyatt. But this, I don't care that I know who it is. This is some of the most creative shit I've ever seen in my life. The Morse code was like, it came out to be like Alpha Lima Delta blah blah, all the whole Shield entrance shit, and then it had another line afterwards, and I was just like, yo, what the fuck kind of, I don't even know, I wasn't even paying attention to the Morse code. I would have just thought it was sound effects or something. Like, how did somebody just decipher that? And then once they deciphered it, they played it. I don't know. It's a whole lot of shit going on. Like, they played it backwards, and then they heard the the shit. They slowed it. It's the people who are figuring this shit out. Hey, you got a lot of time on your hands. You should probably have sex at some point. But I'm just saying, like, it's cool because you can do it. I'm not gonna do it, so I appreciate you guys doing it. You know what I mean? Doing all the research for us. I appreciate that shit. Who we got to build it, man? Shout out to the chat. James was cracking. Gruss was cracking. Will was cracking. See you guys in the building, man. Thanks for stopping through as always. Yeah, so, you know, Karrion Kross, Scarlett did their thing. More QR codes. Then they announced that Drew McIntyre and Karrion Kross are going to be battling in a strap match at Extreme Rules. So yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later. That's when Kayla Braxton, you know, the biggest troll in all of WWE. She's definitely the biggest troll in all of WWE, hands down. But she was backstage with Austin Theory, and she's like, "Why do you suck, man? Why can't you ever catch this? You trash, bro." That's basically what she said in so many words. And then Theory just for some reason decided to start shitting all over Drew McIntyre. He's like, I ain't lose that fucking crown jewel, and I'm not stupid enough to challenge Karrion Kross to get myself in a strap match with Karrion Kross. And then, where did Drew come from? Somebody tell me where Drew. Did he already know that Austin was gonna? I mean, of course he did, but he just popped up from behind like a sign. It was like, I was like, did he hear everything? I mean, he was standing behind him for a minute, but I'm just like, where did he come from? Because it was just, he just crept over his shoulder like, hey, I heard my name. Like, what the fuck, man? Creepy ass motherfucker, you just spying on people? Get the fuck out of here. But yeah, he put his hand on his shoulder like, hey, you talking about me, buddy? You know what I mean? You, me, in the ring. Now. You know what I mean? And Austin was sitting there looking scared like a little bitch. You know what I mean? But yeah, he wasn't stupid though, because he decided to come to the ring with some backup. He was like, friends, I need help. So he had Alpha Academy come out with him. And yeah, you know, Chad Gable shushed the crowd a bunch of times, and you know, Drew McIntyre beat him up for a while, but then, you know, Otis like threw him into the ring steps, and the ref was literally staring right at him like, okay, so match is over now. So, what you want me to do? It's DQ. So you know, that's when what do you do? Yeah, and that was, I think that, well, that's when Gargano came out. I was like, did something happen before that? But no, Gargano came out next to make the save when they were 3-on-1 and Drew. And then, you know, he started getting beat down. So then Kevin Owens came down, and then they, you know, evened the numbers. Yeah, and they brawled for a little while, and, you know, that was that. So after that we had Max Dupree. Okay, all of this shit was hilarious. And I just like to say, please keep 3M, and not 3MB, but just 3M. You know what I mean? Maximum male models. We need to keep them around for a little bit longer, man. I know some people don't like them. I think they're fucking hilarious. I ain't gonna even lie. Like, we need some stupid shit. Like, it ain't like just something to break up the serious shit. I'm cool with them being the thing. Plus, they can wrestle, so it's not like they can't wrestle. They can still have good matches. I think they should actually do more with them, like that. Let them start getting some hill wins. You know what I mean? But I think that, you know, maybe that time is coming. Who fucking knows? Maybe they won't be around next week. I don't fucking know. But Max Dupree was walking backstage, and he, you know, the Maximum Male model stopped with Maxine. They were with Maxine Dupree, and they said they're going to win the title. And I was like, the title? You're a tag team. Isn't that supposed to be plural? Never mind. But so Dupree was like, all right, bet. You got a match with the Usos? That's what's up. And Maxine was like, no, they're going to win the title for the longest pose ever. Okay, so they struck a pose, and Max was just like, what the fuck did I get myself into? And he kind of just walked off, and then Hit Row pulled up and was like, whose man's is this? Same shit I was asking. But then we had what we have after that. Shotzi cut a little backstage promo. She ain't say shit. Then we had a tag team match between Angel and Humberto Los Lotharios and Hit Row. And I ain't gonna lie, I told y'all a couple weeks ago, Hit Row ain't doing it for me. It's not. Hey man, it's rapper to rapper. You know, this show is all rappers. You know what I mean? Everybody that's on this channel is former MC. But yeah, they not doing it for me, bro. Like, it's not like they not talented. I know one thing they need to change is their finisher, because that shit is whack. Like, you just picking them up to do a fucking sidewalk slam, and it's a drop kick and a sidewalk slam. It's a whack ass fucking finisher. First of all, should be able to think of something better than that with somebody so big and somebody so athletic. Y'all should definitely be. I'd rather see y'all do a fucking top rope blockbuster. You know what I mean? Motherfucker 7 foot tall and Ashanti hitting the blockbuster. Just do something. I know Street Profits do it, but fuck it. It's a better move. I don't care. Just do something different. That shit is stupid. And what I know their gimmicks, their MCs, their musicians, I get it, but it's just like, and they're charismatic. I don't know what's not working. I think it might be their finishing move. Honestly, if they had a doper finish, I think it would work a little better. That finish just deflate. Like they won with that. That's like the second move you do in a match. It's like, how is that their finisher? Gruss said it's the music. Yeah, the music ain't really that great either. Like, I mean, I know you can only do so much because the shit got it. Nigga, I made songs without cursing. That ain't no excuse. Like, they could, you know what I mean? You ain't got to curse and make gun references and all this crazy shit to make a dope, you know what I mean, song. So I don't know what the fuck it is. You think they should be heels? Maybe. I think most people are potentially better as heels, honestly, just because it's easier to get people to not like you than it is to get people to like you in wrestling and in the real world. So, that's what it is. But Hit Row won the match. I guess I should say that. It wasn't nothing. They did the same moves they did in the matches prior. You know what I mean? I'm picking up both of them, slamming them both, and it's like whatever. So after that, they were showing commentary, and we had another White Rabbit tease because some guy was like literally holding up a sign with Impact font. It's clear as day in black and white that said, what did it say? Revel in what you are. It's like now they're just being blatant about it because people could just like Google that or go watch Bray's promos. This is definitely a line in a Bray promo. So it's like, all right, we know who it is now. Just bring him out. Just make it happen. Can we just get this over with? But I don't want him to get it over with because I'm enjoying the tease and the storytelling so much. So I'm cool with it lingering a little bit. I don't even want him to show up at Extreme Rules. You know what I mean? I don't even want to show up there. I don't even know. Maybe, well, the Rumble might be. I think Survivor Series might be a better place for him to show up. Who knows, though? Let's see what we have after that. Oh, yeah, they showed highlights of Liv and Lacey Evans last week. Who cares about that? Lacey Evans is done. She's cooked. Ronda Rousey was warming up backstage, and Kayla Braxton walked up on her. What you gonna do? In your match against Liv? Ronda called her a Hooters Barbie. I'm like, what? What does that even mean? Ronda's not that good at promos, but it's okay. She says she'll destroy her. She was like, I'm the most dangerous woman in the world, unarmed woman in the world. What do you think I am with the baseball bat? I was like, all right, cool. And then they announced that we're going to have a 3-on-3 match to make event Smackdown, which is weird because I would assume going into the show you had already had a main event lined up, but I guess we'll just, make the main event in the middle of the show. Cool. It's wrestling. I'm with it. But then we had Natalya going up against Ronda Rousey. Don't fucking care at all. The match lasted like 3 minutes. The coolest move, the coolest spot in the match was when Ronda Rousey went for that running knee in the corner and Natalya ducked that shit and just power bombed her with one arm. That was pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie. I I've seen it before, I'm sure. I can't think of when though, so it was cool to see. But Ronda ended up winning with an ankle lock. So what? I think this was more about the angle afterwards because Liv Morgan came out with a baseball bat. And I guess she wanted to fight Ronda, but she just stood there in front of her for a minute and looking at her. And then they start fighting, and they were trying to get the bat from each other, playing tug of war with the bat, and she slammed Ronda into the barricade, and Ronda got up and tossed her around, and then they just start brawling. Security's trying to break it up. Then, the whole pull apart. Oh, we back. Pull apart. Oh, we back. We hate each other. The crowd was into it, though. It was a really good brawl. I ain't gonna lie. Like, Liv looked like she had a little spice to her. I still don't give a fuck because I already know who's gonna win the match. So it's like, this ain't a situation like the Fiend, like, yeah, I know it's Bray Wyatt coming, but this is still so entertaining and intriguing. This is the opposite. It's not entertaining and intriguing at all. I just want Ronda to get the belt so she could, she could exactly feud with Shayna Baszler, because guess what? That's something I'll watch. That's something I'm very intrigued about seeing. I would have been intrigued about seeing Ronda or whatever against Sonya Deville, but they basically squashed Sonya Deville, giving her a fucking GM role. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Like, I don't need MMA all over my pro wrestling, but it's good to see real fighters, you know what I mean, on the women's side go at it. What we have after that? Oh, we had one of the better segments of the night. This was really good because it involved 4 really good pro wrestlers. And that's what, actually, I should mention this. They showed backstage, they showed Kevin Owens walking backstage again. He ran into Maximum Male Models doing their thing. They were still stuck in the fucking pose. And what did he say? He said, you need to raise your, I guess he gave him some posing advice or something. And then he walked by Sami Zayn and just looked at him like, bro, need a new shirt. So Sammy didn't like say anything back. He was just like, and it like you couldn't really tell what he was thinking, but it was like, is he thinking? Does he agree? Does he not agree? I can't tell. Sami Zayn is so fucking good because he could have gave it away and gave us too much information with his facial expressions, but he didn't. He's a really fucking good actor, man. So Sami Zayn is the MVP. And then after that, we had Imperium come out and do their whole thing. They said, they're, Brawling Brutes are a disgrace. They don't want to be in, they don't deserve to be in their presence or in this ring where it's sacred and all that shit that they say. And then that's when Sheamus came out and was like, I'll beat all 3 of your bitch asses right now. It's kind of stupid, but it is what it is. But he sent Ludwig and Vinci out to attack Sheamus, and Sheamus pulled out the fucking Billy Club and beat the shit out of both of them. So they was out for a minute. Then he got in the ring, and Gunther took off his shit like, all right, I'm ready. And then Gunther just started beating the shit out of him. Well, they were going at it for a minute, and then Ludwig and them came back. He's chopping the shit out of him, first of all, and shoving the belt in his face. You never gonna get this. Put the belt down, start chopping him again. You know what I mean? Sheamus basically just getting dogged, you know what I mean, for a couple minutes straight. And then I guess they were done with him, so they was like, all right, we out of here. And then Sheamus crawling around, grabbed the mic, was like, is that all you got? Why am I picking up a mic? And that's it. Is that all you got? And they were like, actually, since you asked, no, it's not. We got a little bit more. So they walked back to the ring, beat his ass some more. And then they, Gunther kind of rubbed the Billy Club across Sheamus's. He kind of gently rubbed it across his face. You know what I mean? And Sheamus was out. You know what I mean? But it was what it was. It's hard to fake hit somebody with a Billy Club. You know, actually get somebody a concussion, especially after what we saw on Thursday night in the NFL. Whew, still giving me the heebie-jeebies thinking about it. But yeah, so that was that segment. Good segment. Sheamus still looked like a badass. You know what I mean? Getting his ass beat. And I'm pretty sure he's going to win the match because he's never won the Intercontinental title. And who else the fuck you going to have beat Gunther for that shit? Like, it ain't nobody. He ain't too many people he could lose to. So I think Sheamus is on a very short list of people who could beat Gunther for the IC title. And it keeps it intercontinental because he's Irish. So it just keeps it, you know what I mean? I like when foreigners, people from across the pond and shit like that have the Intercontinental Championship. You know what I mean? Since we ain't got the European title no more or nothing like that. Like, you know, I like it. You know what I mean? When non-Americans have the Intercontinental Championship. Yeah, after that, we saw Bailey say some shit. Her promos are kind of stilted at this point. It's just like rinse and repeat. It is what it is, though. Then Shotzi came out on her tank. She came out on her tank, and it was Bailey and Shotzi, and Bailey won. I'm not talking about this match. I can't muster up enough fucks to give. I'm sorry. I just don't care. But then Bailey was beating down Shotzi. She pulled out a ladder from under the ring. She put Shotzi inside the ladder and she climbed on the second rope. She's about to splash her and crush her, turn Shotzi into a ladder cookie, the filling of a ladder cookie. And then that's when Bianca's music hit and she ran down. And they start brawling and she ran Bailey off, and I still don't care. I just don't care. None of them are doing it for me. Not even Bianca at this point. And she's great. She's great. But none of them are doing it for me. This feud, Damage Control, who, 2 out of the 3 ladies weren't there for obvious reasons. You know what I mean? A lot going on in the world right now, especially down south in Florida. But it's just not doing it for me. I'm a big Bailey fan. You know what I mean? Big Bianca fan. It just seems like filler, and it shouldn't be filler, but it is what it is. After that, we seen the Maximum Male models still fucking posing, and they were down to the final 10 seconds to break whatever record they were trying to break, and then Max Dupree just ran in and headbutted somebody or punched him. I don't know what the fuck he did. It came out of nowhere, and he knocked him down. He was like, "Yo, I'm done with this shit, B. I don't want to be part of this shit no more." This was never me. I'm going back to L.A. Knight. So, he's looking like L.A. Knight is back, man. That's what it looks like. So, I'm wondering when we're going to see him again. Are we going to see him right back next Friday? Or is he going to go away for a while, then come back? We shall see. I think he should just come right back. It makes no sense. I mean, it's clear that he's made a decision. So, just bring him right back as L.A. Knight and keep it moving. Then we saw Alpha Academy and Austin Theory make their way to the ring for the main event. They were going up against Kevin Owens, Johnny Gargano, and Drew McIntyre. This match was good, man. Johnny Gargano started out against Chad Gable, 2 great professional wrestlers. Gable rolled through after a wrench lock and twisted Gargano's arm. Gargano got out of it and hit a drop kick. Gargano then did a running Hurricane Rana, and then a few chops after that. Gable reversed an Irish whip, but Gargano puts the brakes on, and Austin Theory got in his face at that point, started talking some shit. Gable attacked Gargano from behind, and then tagged Theory in. Theory attacked Gargano in the corner. Then Theory whipped, he Irish whipped him into the corner, and then took him down with some kicks in the face that looked kind of brutal. Then Gargano hit a slingshot spear, which looks pretty sweet, and Gable ran in, but Gargano threw him out the ring. That's when McIntyre attacked Otis because he was still mad about what had happened earlier, and then Owens hit Theory and Gable with a cannonball off the apron, which is always fun to see Fat-Ass KO doing that move. We love it. Then after that, we saw what we have after that. Gable had he had an arm bar. I think he was in the ring with Gargano still at that point. He had an arm bar, and Gargano made his way up using the ropes or whatever. And then Theory yanked McIntyre off the apron, and sent him into the LED board on the side of the ring or whatever, before, running away, from Kevin Owens, who was trying to get at him. Then, I guess, fucking Gargano. What the fuck happened? Something else happened. There was a 2 count. Something happened. I just wrote 2 count. Something else happened. It was like a 2 count for something. I don't remember what the fuck how he got the 2 count, but yeah. Owens tagged in at that point, and then start beating the shit out of Gable again. Owens tried to, lower his head and got kicked in the face. But then he came back with a clothesline and hit his big senton splash. Theory ran in at that point, but Owens hit him with a DDT. Then Owens grabbed Gable and hit Fisherman neck breaker on his knee. And then that's when Otis got right back involved. But, he couldn't do nothing. Owens hit a cannonball on Gable in the corner. Then Gable hit Owens with a German suplex right after that, right onto his neck. That looked pretty vicious. That's when McIntyre finally tagged in. McIntyre hit the clothesline and then hit a belly-to-belly on Austin Theory because obviously he really hates him right now. And then he knocked Otis off the ring apron and hit Theory with another belly-to-belly. Then McIntyre hit Theory with a neck breaker and did his signature kip-up. I don't know if you can call it kip-up signature. Everybody does them at this point. Theory got out of the way of a Claymore kick just in time and got out of the ring. McIntyre started attacking him outside the ring, but then Otis ran over and tackled Drew McIntyre. Gargano went for the plancha on Otis, but Otis caught him, and that's when Owens and Gargano each hit Otis with a super kick when they were in the ring right before a double super kick. And then Owens and Gargano cleared the announce table and put Otis on it. Gable then runs in and attacks them, slams Owens on the floor. Gargano DDTs Otis on the floor. On the table, that's when Otis hit Gable with a stunner on the table. The table didn't break. In the ring, McIntyre hit Theory with a Claymore and got the 1, 2, 3. Really good match, man. This match was fire. It was fun. I ain't gonna even lie. Like, I really enjoyed this match. Drew McIntyre is so much taller than Johnny Gargano and Kevin Owens. They really look funny coming out together. But I was surprised by the chemistry that they had. Maybe not Kevin Owens and Johnny Gargano. And I mean, Drew McIntyre is Drew McIntyre, but they had really good chemistry in the ring. Austin Theory is playing his role to perfection. You know what I mean? Even though he's Mr. Money in the Bank, he's just, I'm cool with Mr. Money in the Bank losing. You know what I mean? I'm cool with him losing over and over. He doesn't have to win matches. You know what I mean? He only has to win one match, you know what I mean, to become champion. So I'm not too mad at that. Yeah, so it was a decent episode of SmackDown, man. We'll talk about the sad news at the end of the show. I do want to mention that. But yeah, so switch over to my blunt ratings, show you guys what I thought about the show overall. I gave promos and backstage segments 3 blunts because, I mean, Ronda Rousey, Shotzi, Bayley, Hit Row, Maximum L. I could have gave it 2 blunts. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm being nice. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? But then, the 3 blunts is all for Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Let's just be clear. It's all Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens as far as the promos and backstage segments, because everything else was, I didn't need to see it. You know what I mean? Maximum Male models are funny. I ain't gonna lie. They funny, though. But the matches, I gave the matches 2.5 blunts, and that's literally all for the main event, because there was nothing else on the show. I mean, the first match, Sami and Solo, that match was good. That match was good. Ricochet, that match was good, and the main event was good. It feels like that happens a lot, where the first match and the last match are the best matches, and then the rest of the shit in between is just whatever. But yeah, both of the ladies' matches were ass. I ain't gonna lie. And yeah, whatever. So 2.5 blunts for matches. Storytelling, 4 blunts. You know what I mean? It's like, you know why. You know why. You know what I mean? They got me scanning QR codes, watching 3 Little Pigs during the show and shit. You know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, that's excellent storytelling. Like, it's amazing storytelling. Sami Zayn and the Usos and the Bloodline shit is excellent storytelling. You know what I mean? Excellent. Some other things are, not so good. You know what I mean? Some other things not so good. I do like that they finally got LA Knight coming back. You know what I mean? So that's cool. You know what I mean? Or whatever. But the women's division is kind of lagging. Couple other things just feel like they're just kind of there. I really want to know what direction they're going in with Ricochet and Madcap Moss. They keep teaming them up and having them be friends. I really hope they don't become a tag team because, no. I'd rather see fucking Cedric Alexander tag with Ricochet again or Mustafa Ali or somebody like nah. Madcap Moss need to just try to do his singles thing or find him a tag team partner that matches. So let's see. Yes. So storytelling got 4 blunts. You know, Bray Wyatt is a genius. Commentary, I gave those guys 3.5 blunts. Steady night. No Pat McAfee on Fridays, definitely, sucks. But Corey Graves is, he's good too. So the crowd, 3.75 blunts, 3 3/4. They were in Canada, somewhere in Canada again, Quebec. I don't fucking know. They were somewhere in Canada. Where are we at? Where was the show held at? I don't even fucking remember. Oh yeah, they were in Winnipeg. So yeah, I think Jericho's from Winnipeg, if I'm not mistaken, or his dad's from Winnipeg or something. Well, if his dad's from Winnipeg, I'm sure he's from Winnipeg, but I'm not sure about that. But yeah, average blunt rating of 3.35, man, for SmackDown last night. Silver blunt. Pretty decent show. Gruss called it earlier. He said a 3 out of 5 show. Yeah, that's right. That's right around where we got it, man. So I feel, the build to Extreme Rules are okay. Karrion Kross and Drew McIntyre didn't interact last night, but they did mention each other. You know what I mean? Drew went off on the show, went off air with Drew looking in the camera saying, I'm gonna beat your ass, Karrion Kross. So, the feuds they're building are okay. You know what I mean? It's just some of them are missing something. Damage Control just feels like they've lost control of what they're supposed to be doing right now. It's just like the chemistry between Dakota and Bailey and Io just isn't mixing. Hit Row just isn't clicking for me. There's a few things that they need to clean up, but you also have a couple great things like the Bloodline and Bray Wyatt. You know what I mean? Potentially Bray Wyatt. It's Bray Wyatt. So, I'm not mad at SmackDown, man. Pretty decent show last night. Hopefully the go-home show next Friday is better before Saturday's Extreme Rules. We will be doing predictions probably on Thursday next week, so stay locked in for that. It'll be a one-on-one battle, or a triple threat match. It's always a one-on-one battle. A triple threat match this coming predictions, so stay locked in to see who's returning for a shot at the chip. So, yeah, man, that's it. But before we go, I think that I'd be remiss if I didn't mention a wrestling legend that was lost yesterday. Antonio Enoki died last night. Yeah, sucks, man. I mean, I've seen the highlight of him and Muhammad Ali like, a dozen times, more than a dozen times. It's like, he created New Japan Pro Wrestling, which then, led to someone else making All Japan Pro Wrestling. It's like he's a revolutionary in the pro wrestling world, man. The dude was, like I said, wrestling celebrities like Ali and all that. He knew what pro wrestling was supposed to be a very long time ago, and he helped usher in, along with people like Vince McMahon and folks like that. He helped usher in a new wave, a new era of pro wrestling, and I think we will forever be grateful for his contributions. I know I am. The man was a bulldog, a pit bull in the ring, great pro wrestler. Kind of remind me of Ishii a little bit, you know what I mean? Or Ishii kind of remind me of him a little bit, like, just a solid pro wrestler and a great wrestling mind, man. And he's going to be missed. Condolences to his family and all that good stuff and all the people around the wrestling world who might be affected. We definitely lost a wrestling legend last night, so that always sucks, you know what I mean? I know what it's like to lose people, and sometimes even people you don't know or who don't know you, you know what I mean? It sucks to see them go as well. So salute, Mr. Enoki, and, yeah, thank you for your contributions to pro wrestling. But that's it, man. That's our show for today. Appreciate you guys stopping through. Obviously, tomorrow is church. By church, I mean football. And so I will see you guys on Monday if we have any crazy news. But if not, I'll definitely see you on Tuesday for the Monday Night Raw Blunt Rating. So lock in, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, man. Please do that. We almost at 500 subs. We're 477. 23 more y'all hit that motherfucking button, man, and we'll be at 500. Appreciate you guys locking in. And as always, see you on the next one. Deuces.